Hello and welcome to the CNET stage, coming to you live from CES 2020 in Las Vegas. We will be broadcasting live throughout the show. We're over at the Sands Expo Center, known as Tech West, and this is an action-packed day because today is the official opening of the show floor. We are starting things off in the live stream with our news roundup show. I'm Bridget Carey.
I'm Roger Chang.
And I'm Ben Fox-Rubin.
And this is the Daily Charge. Now, it may be the first day of the show, floor is open at CES, but it's not the first day for us because we've spent the past 2 days in media previews. We've seen wild robots, giant televisions, concept cars, but Roger, I think we have to start the show today talking about something we don't normally talk about at the first of CES, laptops.
Yes, laptops. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm actually excited about laptops for the first time in a long time. 2019 was a big year for foldable phones. And these are phones with foldable screens. This year at the show, we've seen a bunch of foldable laptops. And obviously all laptops fold, but these are actually ones with large, continuous, bendable displays. We saw one from Dell, we saw one from Lenovo, and Intel has a concept device, which we'll see later on on the stage.
Here, let's take a look at some of them. Dell has this one here. That you see someone drawing on, and it's interesting seeing them on video because there's sometimes like a little bit of glare, but they're a little plasticky.
Yes, and it's the interesting thing is my initial gut reaction was like, why do we need this? But it is the same concept, right? The idea of getting a big device, a big tablet per se, and then folding it into a smaller laptop.
Well, yeah, that's on Intel's stage yesterday. They were talking about how it would be immersive video. You open it up, and it's like a 17-inch screen that you would get. That being said, I'm still trying to wonder what the market is, like who actually wants this kind of thing, especially when you're trying to figure out where you fit the keyboard.
This is Lenovo's, which talking about a keyboard, they're just typing right on it, right? And this one looks a little more interesting, I think, a little more polished, but
a little bit more compact.
Yeah.
So I think what they're trying to go for these things is folding them down, it's a little bit smaller. Kind of like the Motorola Razr, right? Like the idea of a full-size phone that flips down to a compact
look how it closes. Like that one closes all the way. Not all of them do. Some of them have this gap.
I mean, look, the big question I have for this is because for a lot of them they showed when it's folded into a laptop mode, they've got a virtual keyboard on the lower half of the screen. I'm not sure if I'm cool with the virtual keyboard.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah. Some of them have separate keyboards, so that's okay.
Right.
One of those models, you have a keyboard that you can
like
actually
a keyboard
remove.
attachment. Yep.
We're looking at Intel's right now. This is the horseshoe bend, and it's so interesting.
It looks interesting.
It's weird. And you know, how often are you interested in a laptop? It doesn't mean that maybe all the applications make sense, but I'm kind of going, all right. And the challenges are different with these because you're on a phone that's bending. You're not leaning with your wrists on it, you know. So they really have to kind of be different than the smartphones we've seen.
Well, look, the concern we saw in 2019 with phones is whether or not these things are durable enough, right? Whether or not they'll be able to withstand hundreds of thousands of folds. We still don't know if that's the case for these.
This is a prototype still.
These are still prototypes, but again, durability is going to be a question for these foldable phones.
Yeah, you bring up a good point because you keep laptops for a lot longer than you keep phones to a certain extent. So, yeah, a lot of these are still concepts. And another thing that they were mentioning at the Intel press conference was you can watch a video on one part of it while you're still scrolling on the other part. So that's at least one potential use case.
You sort of multitask.
Yeah, multitasking, but it's also probably going to be really expensive at first too. So that's something else for people to consider.
Yeah. I feel like mentally you have to use them differently. I need my clickety-clack. I need that tactile feeling. So I think this is going to be very like voice, you know, if you're into typing with your voice, maybe this is more comfortable or is a secondary machine for displays.
Yeah.
All right. I was going to say this is coming to the stage at 10 a.m., so we could get a closer look and put it to the test. Now, this whole year just hasn't felt typical. I mean, we're talking about laptops, and also another big talking topic of the show has been meat, or I should say non-meat, with Impossible Foods.
Yeah. So Impossible Foods came out at the show with Impossible Pork. I think we're all really waiting for Impossible Bacon, and they did say that they're working on it, and they're also working on Impossible Chicken.
I am 100% for Impossible Bacon.
Yeah.
Let's make it happen.
So Brian Cooley tried it out. He called it convincing. He said that this was convincing Impossible Pork.
Okay, so this is ground up, you know.
Yeah, it's more of a ground pork.
Yeah, we're not talking
And we've actually, so we had a couple of colleagues try it out. They said it's pretty convincing. Abrar, like our own Abrar Hidi, who actually covered the story, she doesn't eat pork at all. And she doesn't eat pork, and when she did try it, she actually felt almost weird, guilty about it because it was so convincing.
Yeah.
And so it really shows you like how effective that they've turned this fake meat into real tasting meat.
So I don't know. Have you guys tried the Impossible Whopper? I tried the Impossible Whopper once at Burger King. I thought it was, it was convincing, but at the same time, it's also blended in with like the bun and the lettuce and the mayo and all that other stuff. One of the other elements that's interesting about this is like the health-related factors. There's less cholesterol, there are less calories, but it's important for people to realize that it's also the sodium content is much, much higher for these things. So there's a bit of a give and take with this kind of stuff.
It really depends on how it's prepared, because at certain places, that Impossible Burger is just as unhealthy as a standard burger, based on all the other stuff. If you like throw bacon on top of it, you kind of defeats the purpose of it, right?
Well, Impossible Bacon, maybe.
That's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah.
That's the revolution we need. Bacon revolution.
And when we're talking about tech at the show that can change the world, I mean, this could make a big impact on our society and the, it's not good for the planet with how much, we do with like how much we make out of food, out of pork, and what we do with animals. So it's kind of interesting.
And in terms of climate change, it's a big issue this year, and just the sheer amount of resources that go into producing meat. Taking that all off the table and switching to plant-based meat, I can envision a future not too far off where like real meat's the luxury and like we're mostly just eating plant-based meat.
If it tastes good enough.
Maybe.
Otherwise, are you really going to convince people to taste it? I don't know. We'll see. It seems so far that the Impossible Burger has been pretty successful.
Yeah.
Well, we have to talk about Sony's press conference. There were a couple moments there. Roger, I don't know, like you were saying that there was something that everyone was buzzing about.
Initially there was a lot of buzz about Sony unveiling the PlayStation 5. At first we thought like the PlayStation 5, then it turned out it was the logo.
That was it.
Which,
hey, got your hopes up.
It looks like the PS4 logo. So. But with the 5, so,
And they said it's officially coming out this year.
Yeah, it's officially coming out, but we knew that. We all kind of knew that. So, they offered some additional details and haptic feedback. It wasn't stuff that we didn't already kind of know.
But the thing that wowed me was like, I'm sitting there going, okay, PlayStation. Wait, why is there a car on stage?
That's right.
They rolled out a car.
There was a car?
Sony.
There was a car. The folks that made the Ibow are the ones who built this concept car. Basically show off this car platform that they have.
Yeah,
Is it an autonomous car?
No, it was electric. It really wasn't surprising as someone who's covered Ibow, because they've always said, and we're going to see a video of it here, they've always said that the technology inside Ibow, the dog, was the same kind of like sensors that they put in cars. And they have used a lot of their sensors, they've worked with Japanese automakers to put their sensors in cars. But here they go, hey, we made a complete system, and we want to sell this as a package of a whole system that talks to each other. So this was a prototype. They have no intention of starting to roll out cars anytime soon, but what they did is they kind of surprised us all when they were sitting on stage looking at this. This is something that don't expect Sony to start rolling out cars, but
I love that
they want to
it's
sell a
based off
system.
of Ibow's design too. That it's like there's so much that's baked into that dog that they made a car out of it.
They're like,
that's
listen, we have a dog that can do a lot.
The applications of Ibow are limitless.
Let's make a car out of it.
Let's just say that.
All right. With everything that debuted at the show today, I want to hear what got you all interested. There's so much that happens. There's always those products that you say makes you do a double take, makes you kind of go, is this going to be the buzzy thing? Roger, start it off. What were some of the things what was the one thing that kind of made you have a moment?
It was one I actually mentioned a year ago, and this is the Y brush. I talked about this yesterday. This is the mouth guard with bristles that you put in your mouth. And it's basically a full cleaning session and replaces flossing and brushing your teeth in 10 seconds.
Yeah, it's like a mouth guard.
5 seconds at the top, 5 seconds at the bottom. Boom, you're done. And it actually is for sale. That's what I'm impressed about, that I can actually go and get it. It's $125. It's not cheap.
What?
I get this.
Well, you know what? I was hearing about the Oral-B toothbrush, and they were going like $200 for that.
By the way, the Oral-B toothbrush I saw, it's just an electric toothbrush that's connected. It gives you data.
Hey, it has a smiley face and a frowny face if you don't brush well, and you know what? You don't want your toothbrush sad at you. But this one though is about efficiency. This one's about really fast.
This is about carving out extra time out of your day 10 seconds versus, 2 minutes, 3 minutes a day, or 3 minutes 3 times a day. You're saving a lot of time when that adds up.
People got to change their habits. It's really interesting.
I'm not buying it.
Oh, and we know there's one thing I also forgot about to talk about.
Oh, because of the show?
Yeah, because we're talking about all this like weird stuff. Everyone's been buzzing about Neon, the Samsung whole artificial intelligence.
It is
Can we show some, like, we just last night got images of what Neon is.
There we are.
Roger, what do you know about Neon?
We know very little about Neon. For one, it's funded by Samsung, although I talked to some of the folks at Neon, and they stressed that they were not part of Samsung, even though they're fully invested. This is what we're looking at right now is a CG human that they claim is so convincing that you can have a conversation with this person and not really figure out that this is an artificial human. That's what they call it.
Yeah, to clarify.
It's a digital person. There's no physical means.
Yeah.
And this is weird. This is a Steve Jobs-looking woman who is, you can look at it. It actually looks kind of convincing, right? Smiling. It's creepy. It's absolutely creepy.
Well, actually, I was going to say it's not creepy in the sense that it doesn't look that fake, it's not Polar Express creepy.
No, it's definitely not that, and we're going to get more hands-on time today. They're starting to do demos, one-on-one demos with people today. So
yeah, this is not a personal assistant, everyone. This is just a computer with a video that can talk to you and have a conversation. It could be a friend, an instructor. You're not asking this the same questions you would ask Amazon Alexa or Siri. You would just simply have a conversation. It reminds me of Microsoft Tay, but Tay wasn't a video.
And Tay, exactly. Tay was a AI chatbot, and the internet got a hold of Tay and turned her into this terrible racist.
It did not go well for Tay after one day.
Ever.
But there you go. So we're going to have to see more about this by actually getting some time with it.
We're going to get more information on Neon in the coming days, for sure.
Yeah. Ben, let's keep it going. What was the thing at the show that just made you do a what is this moment?
Yeah, the Charmin Rollbot. This is basically a cute little robot that brings you toilet paper if you run out. You connect to your phone, so you just kind of press a button, and then it's supposed to bring you toilet paper.
We had it on stage yesterday.
Yeah,
I have seen this.
It legit doesn't make any sense.
And I can tell you, I wanted to really get in the spirit of it. I sat down and asked for the Charmin robot to deliver me some TP, because that is how we test things here at CNET. So here it is on the stage yesterday, and it was just a guy driving it around.
It looks like it's revving up. It's like I'm on my mission now. Got to deliver the toilet paper.
And the idea is that it would have mapped your house to know where your bathroom is.
But he's
so ridiculous.
Right now, right?
Yeah. Well, you would be on your phone going, Charmin bot, need some more TP.
But
Come
it can't
get
open
me.
the door. It doesn't. It can't open the door. It doesn't have arms.
I think the Roomba would
my
be
toilet's
better.
close to the door. I could open the door for the
Okay,
toilet.
so you would buy it.
I would not buy this. Well, for one, this thing is going to go on sale, and this is so. By the way, this is so CES.
Well, you got a house where you can go yell at someone to go get you some more.
That's what happens in our household.
So the funny thing about that is that we were talking to people who created it. We're like, why do you create this stuff? They have all sorts of silly gadgets for the bathroom. And he said, well, a lot of ideas don't always make it. They were actually had an idea for noise canceling on the toilet when you don't want to toot so loud. Use the same thing as noise canceling headphones with waves like you see at Bose headphones, but just
blocking out farts.
Cancel out that fart.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like people might actually use that one more than the robot.
That seems to make a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah.
It's very, very CES.
Yeah, very CES. All right, so my double take moment was at the end of the day with Samsung and the Bali. This is the companion ball in your house that rolls around, plays with your pets, talks to your other devices. Basically, it can be an assistant, a remote control, records video. I'm sitting here going like this, going, what? This is a disaster. I'm going to trip over this thing. I felt like Samsung was trying to get on this trend of how do we have a robot in your house that's friendly, like Sony's Ibow or other, but really that this was just like your little ball robot that will go around the house.
Yeah,
and
it's part of this trend of like making robots cute and accessible and getting them into our household.
It's not cute that doesn't have a face. It's just cute in the color.
Some folks have said it looks cute to them.
it's cute in that it's circular and doesn't look like a kill.
It doesn't look threatening.
But you're right that you
could
could
kick
potentially
it.
trip over it.
But the
At
evolution
the same time,
from this to Black Mirror, I feel like we're only like a few steps in between that.
The fact that it can talk to the other devices and tell your vacuum to start going, that's the what is it going to tell everything else? Like what data is
it talking
sending?
about me behind my back?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now it's only a prototype now, so this is not something you can buy, but it's where we're heading.
All right. Well, we went through a lot really fast.
Yep.
And tomorrow, it's going to be even more. So I'm excited. We're just getting started. That is a wrap for the Daily Charge today. We're going to be back at the same time tomorrow. I'm Bridget Carey.
I'm Roger Chang.
I'm Ben Fox Rubin.